Hello, boys. It's nice to see the bench is finally full for the first time.
Hi guys.
Yes,
Hi guys,
finally.
hi
That's a
guys.
dig at me, bro.
It is a dig at you. Better late than never, though.
Yes, let's go.
All
He's
set.
finally
Before we
here.
start, I just wanted to make a quick comment about Karthi. You're looking fabulous without that beard, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh, damn, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the single ladies watching the show, I'm sure there are none. But if there is, Karthi, this might be.
No, ladies.
Man,
No,
be
are
single
single.
ladies, any lady.
Any ladies.
I
Very ladies.
Okay, so
think we'll get cancelled before this episode gets online.
we will be there.
We'll be the.
We shouldn't be there. We'll be there.
Amit, so your reel on Insta has got a lot of attention. It's attracted a lot of hate. So anything you want to say?
I don't know. I think I put it across. I mean, it was frustrating, obviously. I mean, maybe what people might be misconstruing is that, I'm just done with the club, but I don't think that's it. It's just frustrating, after so much of support into the club and how so much of love for the club that, it comes to this point. And, a lot of places, Mourinho's talk has been popping up from 2019, where he said that when you have big players in big games and they play their hardest, the team tries their best and they just accept the loss. That's when a big club stops being a big club. I don't think we're at that stage yet. I refuse to accept that. I only think we can get better. But of course, it was a disappointing result. And let's see. It can only get better from here.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while now, but let's hope it actually is true this time. Anyway, we'll start with you then. So, we thought the topic, our broad discussion about today was going to be a hypothetical situation. If we were to manage one particular football club team in the world right now, which one would it be and why?
Yeah, so I think for me, the answer is still pretty straightforward. I mean, it would definitely still be Chelsea. There are two answers to this. One is
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Please keep the haters away.
no. See, the thing is that I feel that at this point it's not a stage where you're like, okay, great, this club is doing great. It's just you go in, you've got a great team, you've got a great set of players, and it's just working. You just keep it working. I don't think it's at that stage right now. I think we're at that stage where the club has a lot of challenges. We've got £1 billion spending, and there's nothing to show for it. And with that, there's been a lot of people asking a lot of questions. Pochettino's on his way out, and I think that there is capability in this squad. There is a lot to do, so I think it would be interesting, to manage Chelsea at this point of time and to see what you could do with this team and how you could progress. Because eighth or ninth in the Premier League, you lose either way. Next few big games coming up, you slip further down in the table, and that's mid-table. We're getting used to it right now, so it's challenging, definitely challenging. Of course, we're still in the FA Cup, so hopefully we can make something out of that. I don't know.
Neville called you guys the £1 billion bottle jobs. Do you think you could do a better job than Pochettino?
I don't think I don't think anyone could, possibly say that. But yeah, of course, definitely things are not working out for him. Definitely things are not working out for him. I wouldn't say I have the tactical skill or expertise needed to manage a football club at that level. None of us people would. But
Wait, but this is a hypothetical discussion in which the six of us are the best managers in the world.
you've got to be realistic to some point, no matter how hypothetical you're getting. Otherwise, you're just delusional, no?
On FIFA, you lost to Sashank 10-0. If that's the case, you'd be ideal for Chelsea.
The perfect
Hello,
Chelsea manager.
I came back very strong after that to win convincingly against Karthi.
So Chelsea is your answer then.
I think Chelsea, bro. I think Chelsea. I mean, I think the club
Apart
still has
from
a lot.
Chelsea, any other club?
See, again, always while playing FIFA, I mean, since childhood, whenever playing FIFA, it's always fun. Like, to start out with in manager mode, you're always going with the club that you really like and, the players that you want. And then suddenly you're like, you start winning too many games and then you're like, okay, let's get it a challenge. Let's take a challenge. And then you start playing with a relegation side and, you try to beat the relegation. And that's like sort of the fun of it. I don't know if it was like that for you guys, but I sort of felt that, when I used to play FIFA earlier. So I don't know. Maybe someone like Everton possibly. Like they've got like a hit with the points this season. They've been docked 10 points. I think that's been reduced to 6 recently. I think it would be interesting, managing that sort of a team and try to bring them back from relegation and save the club.
No, you guys
so
will
as to
soon
say.
be there. You guys will be relegated soon, Chelsea. So you don't need to go to Everton for that.
I don't think you
Yeah,
can
you
say
should do it
where.
with
I don't
Chelsea.
think you can wear that shirt and very convincingly say this to me.
Yeah, it's a bit rich coming from you, but
We-
okay.
It's coming from you, isn't it?
I shouldn't have spoken. This is the problem. I
No.
can't say anything.
No, why don't you? Why don't you now? If you could manage a team, what would it be, Alan?
Who, me?
I think Alan would choose to manage City so that Manchester can be red again.
Undercover agent. That's the plan.
So, Alan, apart from the fact that you like United, so why United? Why do you choose United?
I mean, United is the project for any up and coming manager, or I mean, it's the project that needs rebuild from 2013. We have been talking about this for years now, so I think it's what every manager. Look at Avi's face. He doesn't want it. No one wants United to succeed. So I
That's
think
true.
it's the club that everyone wants to. Okay, thank you. but I
Looking at
really think
United in
that,
recent times, even United don't want United to succeed, Alan.
Amitesh said
but
something
to
today.
be quite.
He was
What do you
saying
say?
it should be, is it United or is it Untied?
Yeah.
United.
United.
It's United.
Ben,
United.
look at it.
Yeah.
Alan is lagging so much that no one's letting him speak.
This is like Aarti all over again.
Yes, we got one more reel.
What's that? Yeah, I'm lagging massively. Just like the
I
club.
can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
He's already started
Okay, so
representing the club even before he takes over that manager post.
No, but I really think if any manager wants to tarnish their image, they can just come to United, because the system is there to fail. So it's like if I become the manager, I'm going to fail anyway, because there is no proper support system to let us do well. So I want to hear from Karthi also. Like, would he take up this United job if he were given the opportunity, or would he
No.
take some other project?
No. I would rather go manage Aston Villa or Newcastle.
He didn't even let
True
me
United
come to
fan.
the
True
question.
United fan.
As a managerial point of view, I'll go either for Aston Villa or Newcastle. Because new owners, like the rebuild is that they'll support you, they'll give you the time, and
Hey, we have
you
Sir
can
Jim,
achieve
bro.
a lot.
Alan's right. Next year they have new manager. New owners. So rebuild time.
Yeah.
But rebuild
25%
has
new.
been happening since 2012, 13.
Perennial rebuild, if you will.
So you can be the builder, bro.
No, but like what Alan said is kind of true, right? Like with Ineos coming in, they've changed
Yeah,
everyone
that's
in
true.
the entire
That's true, but
managerial.
there'll be the extra pressure, no, with the job. The media, everything is there. So I will preferably go to a Newcastle or a Aston Villa type where the new owners are just come in, and there's a lot of scope to like establish your skills in the board as well as in the training ground. So I would go for those two teams.
Yeah, but then again, I also think that teams like Newcastle and Aston Villa, since they're not so always they're not always so high up in the table. So their fans are predominantly always English fans. Like you don't have that many supporters of those teams from around the world. So do you think that their fan base would be more hard on the managers, or do you think they'd be more supportive? Since new ownership and new manager, do you think they'd be more supportive of it, or do you think they would want them to succeed fast?
No, I think they'll
Because
give them
Karthi
the
from
time,
India?
like
Or...
Oh.
No, not from that point of view. No, I mean in general, what do you think about that? I mean, like the fan base is completely different. If you take clubs like United, City, Chelsea, they've all got a very big global presence. Clubs like Newcastle and Aston Villa, yeah, they're well known, but their fan base isn't as global as the big six or the others. So in that point of view, I'm asking, like, do you think it would have a major bearing on a managerial role?
I don't think so, because like as you see now, the Newcastle fans they are supporting the manager, like backing the manager, even though they had a rough patch in between. So I think the fans will understand, and I think after this only, like when you achieve, the fan base will like increase, and you will go globally. Well,
Yeah, I think to Karthik's point, right? These mid-table clubs, if you will, like Aston Villa and Newcastle, who have just come into new Saudi money, if you can say that. I mean, not Aston Villa, but still.
yeah,
So what happens is these clubs, right? They're used to prolonged periods of lack of success, if you will. So when they see, for them, the most important thing is building one, culture, one football culture, showing progress, and Newcastle have shown that progress. So for them, that is more important. So even if Eddie Howe loses a few games, which Newcastle have been doing so in recent times, the fans would never, go against him until it goes to a very sour point where Newcastle are lagging in the table or something like that, something like that. But in general, I think teams like this, they're more supportive of their managers as compared to your United or City, for that matter, because over there you expect instant success. The moment you walk in, you're like, you already have the tools, go work it. If you can't work the tools, you're not a good manager. In Aston Villa, Newcastle, they give you the tools and they're like, you do what you want with it, you shape it. That's exactly what happened with Leicester City in 2016 with Claudio Ranieri, right? They let him play. He took them from the championship, took them straight to a Premier League title, and none of those players were like known beforehand, right? And then most of those players turned out to be what, Mahrez, N'Golo Kante, Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Like they turned out to be like big
Madison.
players, right?
Harry
So I feel,
Maguire.
yeah, yeah. So I feel the mid-table clubs give their managers a lot more time. Like say for Villa, Newcastle, even Brighton, for example, with De Zerbi.
Chelsea.
They're doing a
Mid-table.
lot of good work down there. So I'm pretty sure. I agree with Karthik's point on this one, though.
Yeah.
What did you choose, Ashwin? Which club would you like to manage?
Well, for me, like, see,
You
as
don't
you know,
tell
I've been
Spanish
saying-
third division club and all, okay?
I was actually going to go
I mean,
exactly
yeah.
Spanish third division only. So because I play football manager a lot, I'm pretty sure Karthik can relate to this as well. There are two main things that I look for when I pick a manager job, so to speak. One is like the youth system over there, like the youth players that are available there, and two is like how much scope for growth there is in that club. Okay, like taking them over a few seasons, right from the bottom to the top. So if I have to say one, okay, I would say two. I'll take the liberty of saying two teams. One would be, in current situation, it would be Leipzig, right? They have some of the best youngsters, some beautiful midfielders, and they play that really good attacking football. And they have one of the very underrated strikers in this guy called Benjamin Sesko, right? He
Sesko.
is very
Sesko.
very. Karthik, you could relate to me,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah,
Leicester
yeah.
legend, and he is so underrated and he's so good and he has so much potential. So one of the clubs would be Leipzig, and the other one, I don't know if you guys even remember, there was this club called Malaga. Do you remember?
Malaga, Isco, no?
Yeah,
Isco
yeah.
was that.
Malaga.
Santi Cazorla, Isco, all of these
Isco.
big players used to be from there, and Malaga used to always be competing for that third to sixth spot in the La Liga table. But they ran into like financial trouble and they got relegated, and they got relegated twice. They're now in the Spanish third division. They play with like the B
Oh,
teams of
wow.
Barcelona and Madrid and all. So I feel that is such a interesting job to take over, because if they give me time and if I'm able to like take them back to where they belong, right? The sky is the limit. Like I would be like a cult hero for Malaga. Like I would be the manager for
Statue.
Malaga. So I feel these two clubs would give me the most potential. One, to like have fun and work with, and two, like to cement my name as a good manager, because take Malaga right from the top. But of course, Barcelona ripe for the taking right now.
Exactly. That's what I
Vacant
was about
manager
to say.
spot. So if Laporta is seeing this podcast, you know where to find me.
Man, think about it. The financial troubles, going downhill. Why go search for Malaga, Leipzig? You have a combination of everything in Barcelona.
Right. That is true. That is true. That is
Just
very
need
true
one.
at this point. And we have all the youngsters also. So
Yeah,
you know what?
exactly.
Yeah, I think I take back my answer. It's going to be Barcelona. But yeah, that would be my clubs, if so to
That's
speak.
interesting.
Avinash, yours?
Oh, Al Nassr, without a doubt.
Oh, here we go. Him
Here
and
we
his
go.
Saudi project.
Back to
Yeah,
episode
with
5.
300 people, with 300 people in the stadium, it's a perfect.
To all the
event.
viewers, if you haven't checked out the Saudi Pro League episode, go check it out.
Yeah.
And now you'll know why we are so fed up with
Yeah.
Avinash saying Al Nassr.
Yeah. Soon in a month, I think we will have more viewership than Saudi Pro League. So soon, guys.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I was just saying that for clout. Realistically, I think I would choose probably. See, I was going to go along the lines of West Ham. Sorry, on the likes of Newcastle. But since Kati said that, I think West Ham is another project, similar on those lines. Moyes is pretty old, and I think West Ham could use some new potential. A young Indian in
So
his
ageist, bro. What the hell? What the hell? That's so ageist. What
Why do you
is
bring
he
the
old?
age of David
No, I
Moyes?
think I know the job. What does
Why
that mean?
uncle is managing that?
No, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So last year I had the opportunity to go to the London Stadium and watch a West Ham game, and I really like the fan following, and that's another point which Karthi brought up as well, right? So Amit, you were talking about how you have international fan bases for clubs like United, Barca, Chelsea. The thing with clubs like West Ham is that it's mainly your English fan base. And the good thing about that is those people stick with you for life, because these are fans which grew up in that particular culture, like Leeds, like Everton,
Yeah, exactly.
where,
They're like second
families.
generation, third generation supporters of the club. Like their
Exactly.
granddads, their dads,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
entire family lineage has been supporting a club. So the moment you're born, you're put into that club. Like you don't think about any other club out there.
Right. So when I went for the match, the people around me, you could see grandparents sitting with their grandkids, teaching them about the history of West Ham, even though there isn't much. Still teach them about the history of West Ham. You had mates, schoolmates, college mates, just meeting over a beer and discussing games outside the stadium. They were coming with their families, and it was a very nice atmosphere. And I would rather manage a team with a fewer fan base, if a lesser fan base, knowing that those fans will stick for life, rather than manage a fan base which is millions, knowing that it is a very volatile or a very fluctuant fan base. And with West Ham, they have a lot of talent, guys. Like, I kid you not, if you look at this particular team, they are a team that looks like they could make a top six. They qualified, they won the Conference League last year because of Declan Rice, but we'll come on to that later.
Jared
But
Bowen, but okay.
Yeah.
yeah, see, they're
Yeah.
they're very inconsistent, and when you talk about inconsistency, I think that has a lot to do with the manager. So trying to bring in some sort of consistency in that team would be a good first season objective, and I think as a manager, I would like that project a lot. So West Ham is my answer.
And Shashank, what about you?
I'm much lazier than you guys. I'm really lazy. I would like my job to be really easy. I would blindly go for Bayern Munich.
That's not an easy
They
job.
have,
That's not an easy
easy,
job right
bro.
now.
That's not an easy job.
right now, think about it. They have all the money. They can get anyone they want in the market, and that makes.
But you
my
have
job
Harry
easy.
Kane, that's the problem.
But they have the Kane curse along with him.
I really like Harry Kane a lot.
Too sad.
From my FIFA time to watching him, he's an exceptional striker. So I think Bayern has all it takes to win with Harry Kane. So I think blindly, without even, I don't even have to discuss this point. Bayern is the way to go. There is no other club that, is waiting for a manager, even a not even an experienced manager, a mid-level manager want to prove himself. I think Bayern is the best way to go there. You have all the assets. You just need to streamline them into a particular way of playing, your ideology, and that's it. They will win. Obviously, league is not going to be difficult.
So what do you think is going wrong with Bayern right now? I felt a similar thing with Chelsea. Right after we won the Champions League, we were going good, and then suddenly team morale just dropped, and there was no apparent reason for it whatsoever. Tuchel somehow couldn't find a way to make it work, and then we just kept losing game after game after game, and he got sacked, and it's been downhill since then.
I think it started last season when they lost Lewandowski and they couldn't replace a proper striker, and they thought that deficiency would be, you can bridge that by bringing in Harry Kane, but you really cannot, because the way they played with Lewandowski and the players he played with, the wing support that he had, because you just needed to find him. He's a poacher. Same way Harry Kane is. I'm not saying I'm not taking anything away from Harry Kane, but the way that Bayern played and how they found their number 9 was a very simple tactic for them. Get the ball to Lewandowski and he scores. And coming to Harry Kane, obviously he moved from Tottenham. He's always been good for Tottenham, but he still needs a confidence boost, and maybe the language is a barrier. I don't know. Predominantly German teams are pushing German players. It's not a surprise. It doesn't come as a surprise to you that they predominantly try to push their talent into the teams. But all that being said, I think the problem is just coming from the defensive side of things. The 3 people at the back are absolutely not doing the job properly. They're horrible. Back-to-back red cards, man. This is horrible for a team like Bayern. Like, what are you
man.
Upamecano,
He's a
man.
walking error. What is that? He's a walking that blooper highlight,
Yeah, but
He's a walking
if I'm
example
right,
of that.
my point is this is horrible for them. He should be the one should be anchoring the defense with Kim also. By the he was coming in as one of the best defensive, probably expected to be the best defense this season with the two of them at the back, but they've proven to be, let's say, not that efficient.
Anything but.
Yeah, I mean, every time you always blame Neuer for their defensive errors, but this time I think he's actually substantially better than the both of them.
You're taking that Bayern job in June, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be there tomorrow if they want me.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I feel like Alan had something to say because of your lag. You weren't able to, but you
Yeah,
can say
I
it
mean,
now.
maybe his original point about managing United.
No, I think just like United, we are still lagging. So I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Okay, stop quoting managers and tell, man.
Yeah.
It's
So much
it's
drama.
football heritage, bro. Yeah. So no, but I really think if some manager wants to prove to, imagine being that manager who brings in the success again to United. It has to be the biggest project out there. I mean, Ashwin, I completely understand he wants to bring Malaga back to La Liga. That's very ambitious in itself. But I think bringing United back to its glory days, there's nothing that tops it, at least in my opinion, as a fan. Of course, there's levels to this. I think the risk involved in those projects are much lesser. Okay, if you don't succeed with Leipzig or Malaga, it's still there. But with United, there's certain expectations. With 450 million spent, you have the bare minimum is to do well. When you win the Carabao Cup, it's just an energy drink cup. You have to do well. You have to minimum compete. And if you don't do well, what are you guys doing? So there's no middle ground. You have to do well. You have to challenge. That's the bare minimum. Top four. Why are we a top four club? So I think it's the most appealing club to manage, but it's a big risk for any manager to tarnish their image. And I don't know if if a Pep Guardiola is equipped to manage with this system in hand, and I really hope Sir Jim changes it. So yeah, that's the club I would want to,
Oh.
All right, so just to sum it up, Amitesh said Chelsea, Sashank said Bayern, Karthik said Aston Villa / Newcastle, Ashwin said Malaga or Leipzig, Alan said United. One last chance. Do you want to change?
He'll kiss that badge if he gets a chance,
United till I die.
United. Like that.
GGMU.
Okay, and I said Al Nassr. So this was a
West Ham.
great
You said
battle,
West Ham.
guys.
You said West Ham. What, Al Nassr?
Oh, what Al Nassr?
What
Okay,
Alda, sir?
okay.
With old David
West
Moyes.
Ham, West Ham. Yeah, David Moyes and West Ham. All right.
And ages Avinash.
The chosen one.
This was nice, guys. It was nice having all of us on the bench, having multiple opinions. Barring from Alan's lag, I think we were all on sync. So
He'll be there.
he will be there.
We will be there. We will be there.
And thank you for watching. Subscribe. The aim of this month is to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube. So let's get there, guys.
Yes.
See you on the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.